fast forward any come watch on your social someone say how say a FunnTV GH political story set training because make headlines to you ready to be extra any dim young see me say any did can you message which subscribe to the channel or yes which my notification bell share now for phones or insight into my income at this point in time I mean for in writing some CCA now Kevin Taylor and also what in to me a real Supreme Court ruling instance not what can be said a article Aban Babin Ijina so itimi declare a year 4-seat vacant parliament Fanyo Markins etemri assemno a court a year Supreme Court and the Supreme Court itimi a ruling on behalf of Fanyo Markins Obisa say a him fanasa article apply in the constitution a him and apply a him and apply say your board speaker 4-seat vacant no general article so e declare vacant na Supreme Court about to go there then a hifa particular part and sa sa article apply or parliament now wajemra or churches sansin numa at this point in time who be here say also who dey ko any dey ba o channel so who nyame pa mame enje or comment under the comment section ko share some say I say FunnTV yamo enwa yesim
bra Son. So eno ye inti 7 judges omotena ase no emu enum a chief justice kan ho no omode party di independent no saja ye say edie eye Abraham Babin ka sa MPs no omo seat no omo gya to ho no eye 5 judges a chief justice kan ho no omo say enimrem ena mienu a omo ka eye enso no say da bi ewo mrem de Abraham Babin ye no ewo mrem inte no kre eye ne kwan so now say unya abutre na wo hwe asem a ebesi ye ni nyina asem ni nyina no say NPP for akọ Supreme Court say emrabia Alban Bagbin gina so eka say so obi ba parliament na or the party bi din eba parliament na party ni din na ote parliament na sani pane na adwene say okọ asa akọpre edien seat asa tena parliament na sa party na otene franka so e parliament no oja sa party no wo ho a che say sa party no se bi o seat no oja no wo ho no adia na Alban Bagbin embra ogina so no che say woja o seat no wo ho na wo kopre seat ankorankora na independent a sa seat na e de wo baaye no sa seat no technically obi ante so. Now from the ruling of the Supreme Court no obebusa say sa article na Alban Bagbin gina so eka say sa de na MPs ni ye no enye inti omo forfeit omo seat no under which circumstance ena sa de sa article no under which circumstance na sa article no apply because some say sa de na nkofo ni ye no Alban Bagbin eni hu kwan so beka say and they say omo free eye omo party mu eko independent omo nje omo seat nto enye mbremu a what time circumstance ben and there was a sa eye sa embra no ye gina so ka say obi ato embra e wo parliament because says ye wo mbra wo hosa na say Alban Bagbin e use mbra no na say NPP for Supreme Court na Supreme Court say sa mbra na e wo say e kire say obi forfeit the seat and seat ni nya ne dia biam no Supreme Court say omo ngi ntum say Alban Bagbin e use sa mbra na question number say busa e Supreme Court say when and what circumstances and a sambra no apply time bang inti e kire obi akuobi ansa ne akase wa 15 seat and I said so at this point no ye wambra foforo bi wo ha Alban Bagbin betime use say so bi ba parliament na se ofri ne party mu na se okase on ne party nanti biom na ojande city to so okopre independent a embra ben biom na ende yengina so enka se sa nipa ne seat no on tisu biom. Is there another article? And that is the basic question Ghana ni bi onim nyansa bi ebusa Supreme Court, because say emra ewowa Alban Bagbin ejina so editu sa na mo no mo say emra sebio Ghana constitution itia dia e dia emra na say Alban Bagbin ende okase opeso ojina so etake sa decision na onjina so. So what under which circumstance can that decision be taken, or that the article can be applied? Under which circumstance can that article be applied? Because the article Alban Bagbin jina so no parliament standing orders, parliament constitution is the Supreme Court going to give Alban Bagbin another article for him to use in case as some way ever told him, because it is still a pending issue before him, and as a Speaker of Parliament he needs to take a decision. Now, if the Supreme Court is saying that article no jina so take a decision, no, it is not constitutional. So which article? Because the Constitution has stated it clearly. Say obi ra Parliament no otu sa na mo na or say the panija the city so. Into what article should we today, if Speaker of Parliament sits down, which article, what article should he base his decision on? That is a tricky question, and that is a question I should say our Supreme Court is overstepping, and the judiciary is now basically working for the executive. Because you cannot tell me, say, we see public toilet, and a public toilet, no, I catch say, a man kwan a kosa public toilet, and so ya bema na ura wa watumra. Emra ewo kuruma yenyina yetin. Now, a few months ago, asimesi a friend amwako ekora ema toilet no so ene eche no. Ye de begina wo ohini nanim no, o se we bu mra so. If you say ye wo mra eda wa e kire se ura ema toilet a yanka se ura ho Monday ana Tuesday. Yankasa ura ho January ana February. Yankasa ura ho December ana said in January. Yes, se ura emma toilet ne so a wabumra. Into a few months ago, Kwame Amwako ewura mra ne toilet ene eche ne begina wo ohini nanim. And I'll catch the Sandy Pan say, we run my toilet. You did not care the day, the time, the year. But as far as we run in bar toilet, no, Emrana Ebokro who by say, I will see a choice. Emma Wujina so as Ohineno, a Chakwami Amwakunsu. Now, yet Tihana, a yadian, Nipa fro echo ra in bar toilet so. Nipa fro echo ra in bar toilet so. Yakoyi nipa ne ba na eye wo de hia ba ko a obetumi abedi akonwa. Now ekromofo ede nipa ne ba no mka kire wo se nana nipa a waka se ma wo de emrato wo se ma obi enwura emba toilet so no ende kojopoku ewura ma toilet no so efri nana no a kojopoku de o de hie kojopoku de o ya nanta eti kojopoku ya de hie de yentumi ntwa ne su na kojopoku no yemma ne warning. This is what we are seeing at the Supreme Court today. Mike Okwe edit the same article and the catch the Ghana for say a year for Mina MP no on cross the carpet not only MPP in Koya business. MPP for did not see anything wrong with it. The same parliament, BBN society, the same standing order, the same article. And the NPP for we are Supreme Court, Emma Supreme Court catch they say the rules are the same. The character has changed. Nipa na commit crime no. Omo and commit crime na ye kan ho asem no. Omo different from the commit first crime no. Adentra they are affiliated to the NPP. And that is what the Supreme Court wants us to believe today. And Intira Mibusa say at what circumstance and at which circumstance and that article can be applied. When can it be applied? Because when you read the document, so we read the article 17, we read the new standing orders, we read the 18 now, vacancy other than resignation. Uko Article 97(1) B to E, G and H of the Constitution. It says this. That is the standing orders, new standing orders of Parliament. Or say, the Speaker shall inform the House of the occurrence of a vacancy of the seat of a member under clause 1B to E, G, and B and H of Article 97 of the Constitution. The Speaker of Parliament came to Parliament and announced to Parliament that these people have vacated their seats. So why are we today in Supreme Court for the Supreme Court to tell us Ghanaians to say that same article that the standing orders recognize, the Supreme Court does not recognize Parliament standing orders. That is where we are getting to. And it's a simple question, say. So the article, the Supreme Court for Gina so, Eka say, in fact, I was say the Alban Bagbe the question is, at what time, what circumstance, and as Article 97, and then what time does it apply? When can we use it? When is the best time to use that article? So we are Speaker of Parliament in now. Also Supreme Court catch the Alban Bagbin. Say, this is a time I also uses our article way because they did not give specification when the article can be used. Because in the standing orders, it is clear that this is the right time the article can be used. And in the standing orders, it does not state to say it can be used 2 months to elections, or 3 months to elections, or 2 years to elections, or the first day a government takes over. The article, the standing orders, it applies any day when that happens. So, Speaker of Parliament, whether it is a week to elections, a month to elections, a year to elections, the article and the standing orders tells him this is what you need to do. And Speaker Alban Bagbin followed through and announced to Parliament that your colleagues have forfeited their seats and going independent. So this article applies. Their seat is vacant. So I want to ask the Supreme Court, at what time does this article apply? And you see the funny thing, because they wanted to put out this ruling to make sure, say, the NPP gets their way, the day before the ruling came out, the Attorney General came to tell Ghanaians to say, Mike Okwe's ruling then, which favored the NPP. I'm talking about the Formina MP, the Attorney General quickly came out to say it was unconstitutional. It means they knew that if they don't say that the first ruling by Mike Okwe is unconstitutional, whatever the Supreme Court will do today, it will be against the first ruling. So what they had to do quickly was that the Attorney General will come and tell us, Attorney General say that first ruling by Mike Okwe is unconstitutional, so that it creates a window for the Supreme Court to make this judgment. So because the Supreme Court, basis they cannot rule on this matter until somebody tells us to say the first ruling is unconstitutional. They will use the precedent to say that this one too is unconstitutional. And Nuntina, they waited and for the Attorney General to first come out to say Michael Kwe's ruling was unconstitutional, and they will base on that to say that then this is also unconstitutional. That is why I'm asking the Supreme Court to say, so at what point, at what time, at which circumstance, and you bet to me, like I said, this article 97 can be applied. When? Time bang. Why are you making a mockery out of yourselves at the Supreme Court? Because we are still expecting the Supreme Court to tell us, because now that they have all the powers to enter Parliament and interpret parliamentary laws to us, they should tell us when that article can be applied. When? Is it when a parliamentarian dies? Or somebody shoots somebody in Parliament? Or somebody goes naked in Parliament? Or somebody brings all the flags from their constituency to come and fill a seat they sit on in Parliament? When does that article apply? Because now we have been made to believe that the Supreme Court is the creme de la creme, omnium law. They have been able to even infiltrate Parliament, enter Parliament to take over parliamentary proceedings. Now they are saying omnium nyansa in Parliament. That is why I'm sending this message to the Supreme Court. When does that article apply? When does it apply? You see, there's something this MPP they are doing, and they think Jimmy. You have in your marking mo amaka man steady man steady ahu. You may be at the beto abontene. Mumu bi mbe nume duro. Some judges be nume duro or them mo ku omo. Some people if you don't slow down. After your marking no some kwasi afo no. Se mo bo careless ahu. Enya nipa bi ne sometimes dey ni to omo ni ma. Nyoma de be gu abontene no. Mumu bi mbe nume duro wu or them. This clearly is embarrassing. This ruling from the Supreme Court, it is totally embarrassing. And you know what hurts here? The Supreme Court is basically telling us, Parliament, Jimmy, their own standing orders, to me, you see. Into Ochina, you know another Speaker of Parliament. For a article bang, and then cancer Parliament says somebody has forfeited their seat. Their article no so because you are telling us that the standing orders are unconstitutional. Article bang. You see, sometimes when you are nipa na Supreme Court or munya nyamio. Asemna eto judges in 1982 no bi betuma to monday. I'm telling you. What
I'm not so much merchanting our higher FunnTV GH podcast source a training big headlines and a gym need to be extra more need him young black sim so why merchanting our higher main show on your say I feel now banswa Mr. say with me as subscribe to the channel where the banner now ye di in combat next say we do a Supreme Court issues get to take on etimi a woolly on behalf of Afuni Martins etimi abo a speaker Sita will declare vacant a Supreme Court at 2 million. We see in a Kevin Paul Taylor and so a track said, say article a yes speaker editing so a bo assembly edit declare seat in vacant. Says article in a court about to good year. Any nasa article and he find any apply or parliament or saying kids say be as a sitting MPB a year not being said and yadia over court. And also be context ama party a didn't ba parliament a bra party no abon ho ka asona sene ama otimi aba be member of parliament ama sa party no or twin ho afiri hu dia ene ne sa article no Supreme Court about to go dia ene na apply e wo himfa e wo Parliament House of Ghana. What is some of the peer course or channel no swat responding time say hu dia ko ene dia ba ye be jemre ne abu awrayin sim. So at this point in time,
happened to the judges who were shot and burnt alive. It can happen to any of you guys. You people should not see yourself say you are above the law. You see, human anger, when you push it to its limit, it can do things that at the end of the day, we are not regret it. Let not your actions push human to that level. I am running at the church Ghana. So we all need to adhere and make sure Sambrano are protecting Obia. You cannot be selective with the law. It is bad. But see, 1982 judges now you kuomono. It is because of actions we take here and the man show and let me tell you, the same human beings who left in 1982 are the same people who live here now, today. They have not gone anywhere. They are still living with us. So they have not changed. Those people we see said they were Christians in 1982. No, they are the same Christians we are living with. Those we saw said they are Muslims in 1982. No, they are the same Muslims we are living with today. So nothing has changed. It is your actions. It will bring the monster out of them again. And history always repeats itself when some people think they can suppress it. And that is what we are seeing in our judges, in our courts. We are not supposed to see the court being extraordinarily biased like this. This is wrong. It is not good. I am a Ghanaian. I should respect the Supreme Court, and I respect the Supreme Court. But people cannot turn the law upside down and use the law against the people. How can the Supreme Court go to Parliament and say that their own standing orders is unconstitutional? The question here is, so that article, when can it be applied? When? What time? And during what situation? Because there needs to be a situation for that to be applied. Into Ochina, When the speaker announces to parliament, they say MPCB through the articles, they have forfeited their seat now. On use article being in parliament to tell parliamentarians in parliament. So are you trying to tell us say the Supreme Court today, they have taken out a constitutional article binding a protected parliament away? No. You can't do that from the Supreme Court. Because when you do this, it means you are taking away the High Court powers. Now, is anybody going to go to High Court again? No. Why should anybody go to the High Court if there is an issue like this in Parliament? Have we forgotten the Supreme Court? Have you forgotten there's a High Court there? And that your ruling can affect the High Court? Right now, why should anybody having an issue at the Parliament of Ghana go to the High Court for interpretation? Because you have actually said that the Constitution, the standing orders in Parliament are not constitutional. So why should anybody go to High Court to seek interpretation of standing orders in Parliament? What is the Supreme Court doing? You are overreaching from day one. Afenyo Markin, like Chachuchi Kata said, came for an interpretation of 97G. That's it. You interpret that and you tell him to go back to Parliament. Let them go and fix their own problems. You don't overreach. You don't try and let Parliament feel like they are stupid. No. And this ruling is clearly what you, the Supreme Court, you are trying to do. You are trying to tell Parliament they don't have even the intelligence to understand their own standard orders. That's why I'm asking Madam Tokonu and the Supreme Court, at what circumstance, when can that article be applied? When? What should happen for that article to be applied in Parliament? That is a question that we all need to answer. See, you see, time some way ending or court ending. The Chief Justice and the 4 judges we can hear 5 cars say I 5 against 2. No, the NPP went out there and they started insulting Alban Bagbin. Suddenly, they started putting flyers out. Alban Bagbin or a Kronfor or Yewi, and it came from the Bawumia campaign. Oh, Alban Bagbin by a speaker, we did $1.4 million. While Yesika Koshaha, they tried to denigrate the man. This is the NPP. Free quarter and started releasing those flyers in the system. And I know Alban Bagbin has seen all of them. I can tell Alban Bagbin who was behind those flyers. Who actually gave the green light when it should be released. It came from the Bawumia campaign. That they should go out there and destroy the man's image. Adia onimno. Yemfan shano. So I call you 1.4 million. Alban, for 8 years, ye wunso Alban Bagbin a after end ruling in Yebe who say NPP force Alban Bagbin a This is the NPP. And this is what they do. So, after the insult, after denigration, no, after telling the whole world to say, Afenyo Markin, say, Speaker of Parliament thinks he's a madman. He's madder than him. He thinks he's an emperor. He's a stupid man. He should come to Parliament, you know. I reaffirm my utmost respect for your office and service to our nation. He is now saying to Ghana, say, honor the or respect Alban Bagbin pa. Na emomuno Alban Bagbin be Parliament na enye djuma oya boa ebi Alban Bagbin ebeye ebi Alban Bagbin be sa court no obebie sa Parliament na ma Afenyo Markin kwasia we nsem a okafa Alban Bagbin hu okurum ha the insult Afenyo Markin ne papa ontumi fa no ho to Alban Bagbin 1 minute. Afenyo Markin. Kwasia way because of politics. This filthy, dirty guy because of politics. He stood on national television telling Alban Bagbin say he thinks he's an emperor. He's a foolish man. He thinks he has too much power. He's corrupt. This foolish fool. Oye na osono maame. A man in the open or say, Alban Bagbin, I respect you. Ain't Alban Bagbin should get up in the morning and say, thank God. Afenyo Markin respect me. NPP for the falsehood they've spread about me, you know, I don't care. Let us, oh no, it does not work like that. Afenyo and the NPP pigs. Afenyo and the NPP pigs. It does not work like that. That is not how the world works. It is suddenly, All the things you said about the man, the insult, it should go away. It should disappear. So you are extending a hand to the NDC. They should come. You are telling Ghanaians that you are a leader. You want parliament to be open. Now parliament papadia. Kwasiye biba parliament papadia. I don't know Supreme Court be a parliament now. Kwasiye ba. I don't know unfair or sonoma. I say ombra no for kissing baby. No ntina no chair parliament now. This is the foolishness. Mama me pele. After making. Mama me pele. Mama me pele. And I'm about to TV so can kwasi asem. Adanya Alban Bagbin there. Onyo bianca bi mano. You denigrate an honorable man in the whole MPP. You cannot get a credible man in the MPP or the Alpha. Oyi Alban Bagbin Kwan. No MPP person can meet his credibility. Nobody in the MPP. Why? The success he has chalked in his political career, there's nobody in the MPP who can compare himself to Afinyo. Compare himself to Alban Bagbin. Kuffour. He comes close. It does not come close to Alban Bagbin's credibility in politics. Kuffour. Me say, mo papa Kuffour. About credibility and the experience and the success a person has chalked in our politics, he does not come close to Alban Bagbin. But I'm quite afford to say much did not tell me because or your tenny because my dream no or your NDC ni in dying mo pele. Me say mo share MPP ni mo nyina from Atakura kwasi campaign ni be see the last messenger. Why na what MPP mu a obetuni no to Alban Bagbin when it comes to the success credibility in politics e wo mu nya nipa baako. Wana hakman e wusu agiman. Michael Kwe. Why mo papa Kuffour ankasa ohun Alban Bagbin obu ni mu ase. Why are you people like that? Then mo Jimmy sa. Adena mo tigana mo jinso bia ye Jimmy. Mo jinso bia Jimmy. Everything should come your way. Is it today you know say you have respect for the man? Kwasi Akroma say wo pe credibility. You have in your market, you are not even supposed to be a lawyer in Ghana. Ye Jimmy Ntra. The General Legal Council is full of party fanatics and party butt lickers. And Kawa in your market, you are not supposed to be a lawyer in Ghana. You are in your market, you are a rapist defender. How did you even get here? But ye Jimmy Ghana. Jimmy we nam na opo o Jimmy na Keti amon kwasia no sidi nechi. That is why we are here today. Keti amon na kwasia. Hwe ni Jimmy Keti amon oni certificate in post or the lawyer wo Ghana. Nipa fin we mu nenam Ghana. Ena omodi bibia to ye trim so mu nim nyansa. Nyansa ben pa na Keti amon onimu asase we so. Okasa se ponko. Ye pa kwasia we akoton ship Keti amon Japan and body trim tu. Kwasia we akoton Ghana ship edi. Esa nenam Ghana e post ponko. Then we entertain such political insects, filthy, stinking things. Then yet Ghana say pesi chichiri Ghana. Ameka you been. There are people we respect. And there are people we really respect. As much as the Muhuno TV Suninano, there are people we respect. Let's wait for what Alban Bagbin will do. So I say there are people we respect. And there are people we really respect. Let us wait and see what Alban Bagbin will do. It will determine the end. I don't know much. But the things I know, I don't know much. But the things kakrana minimuno, so wunima, osorano pa, and come power ID home, no to abate MPP. You have no idea. But there are some people we respect, and there are some people we really respect. Let us see the reaction from Alban Bagbin. And Alban Bagbin's reaction will decide what will come next.
Hello and thank you, my good friends, my brothers and sisters and the youth of Ghana. I'm John Dramani Mahama, presidential candidate of the National Democratic Congress. As we prepare for the 7th December elections, I'm here to remind you that we'll be voting for the presidential and parliamentary elections on the same day. You vote for your president and your member of parliament on the same day. When you get to the polling station, you'll be given 2 ballot papers, one after the other. When you collect your ballot paper, look for the umbrella which is next to my photograph, and then thumbprint next to it horizontally, not vertically, horizontally. And so put your thumbprint on it horizontally. And after you have done that, take the tissue or the rag that will be provided and clean your hands dry before you pick up the ballot paper. And when you pick up the ballot paper, fold it lengthwise. That's vertically. Don't fold it horizontally. Fold it vertically. And when you have folded it, you can fold it once again. And then you go to the presidential ballot box. And then you drop your ballot in. Again, you'll be giving another ballot paper. This time for the parliamentary. Again, just look for the umbrella symbol. It will be next to the symbol of your parliamentary.
We some of the course watching on some north so that's an so bad. Eddie, I don't be a domain. But some room not yet to be chasing so as